speaks truth to your heart. Through every shift, every change, every moment you face, he guides you with purpose, with power, with grace. So step into your season, step into your life. O.D.A.R is here to help you rise and rewrite your life, changing lives, building humanity. This is O.D.A.R, where transformation meets destiny.
Hello, how y'all doing? This is O.D.A.R, another episode where transformation reaches destiny. We have the queen, the lovely queen, Nikia.
Yes, Nikia.
And today gonna be a great show. She's she's an awesome guest. She has a whole lot to give. She has a whole lot to inform the people about the whole nation. I mean, this woman, I did my homework on her, and I'm like, oh man, this is for free for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a blessing and honor. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about who she is.
Hi, my name is Dr. Nikia, and wow, that's a question within itself.
I know, right?
Loaded.
I know. I'm like, oh man, I skipped something that I left something out.
No, but for me, it's a lot. I've had a journey where most of the time people counted me out. They thought I wasn't gonna make it, but I had to prove a lot of people wrong.
Okay, yeah.
So just kind of tell you a little bit about myself. I am a mother of 5, blended family.
That's a lot right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now a house full of 3 dogs.
That's a whole lot. I got 2, so that's a whole lot.
Yes.
You might ask what kind of dogs are they?
I have one that is a Shih Tzu poodle, and the other 2 are Yorkie poos.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and the Shih Tzu poodle is actually 17 years old. So I've had
him. I didn't know they lived that long.
Yes, we're hoping he stay around to at least 20.
You just like your brother. He wanted the old women to live forever. And, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so I really like that. And then I'm in ministry with my husband, awesome. Dr. Chantal. So
okay.
It's a lot going on, but we make it work.
That's what's up. And Nikki, I do want to say, you and your husband, y'all a beautiful couple.
Well, thank you.
And you told me your age, right? I'm not gonna put it out there because my mother always say, don't ask a woman her age, her weight, or her perfume.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But for your age, you told me. I'm like, man. But when I heard you, I'm like, she sounds like a kid. Let me check her, make sure she's good, because you're my bell bonds, right? So I know there's a lot of wicked stuff going on with young. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm straight. I always have somebody that's not, of age. But no, I knew you was of age. But y'all a beautiful couple. Y'all sound great. You speak very well.
Yes.
And it's just like I said again, it's an honor and a privilege for you being on the show.
Yes.
Welcome to O.D.A.R. Uncle Williams, the life coach.
It's a pleasure being here. And you're a life coach, and guess what? I'm a holistic life coach. So I cover all areas.
Yeah. Those definitely. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to have somebody like you that cover every area, because you know what I'm saying, that lets me know, I got a whole lot of room for growth.
That's it.
You know
That's true.
Definitely. So you ready to go on?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, man. What state are you from?
I'm actually born and raised here in Virginia. Matter of fact, P-Town.
P-Town, what's up, P-Town? I love P-Town. Big ups to the 757, 2 up, 2 down.
Yes. And I just remember growing up, I had a teacher that really put some fire underneath me that told me that no good thing come out of Portsmouth. And if I really wanted to see the world, I would have to marry someone that was in a uniform or in the military.
Did you do that?
I did. But that was only because he was my high school sweetheart, and that's the career he chose in the beginning. But then I realized that.
And before we go on, I want to say this, because like you just said, words are a great influencer, and we let people speak negative things that's not so in our lives, and we believe in them. Those things will come true in our lives.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it was good that you recognized what was going on, and you got in a beautiful situation, because I see you and your husband. That's a beautiful situation.
Yeah, I let people know that great things can come out of tragedy or trauma.
Definitely.
So one of my biggest things is that I look at myself. I once was a survivor, but now I'm a thriver. So now I can look at my trauma and know that it's not my identity, but it's just something that I've went through.
Great. Okay.
So I've came out on the other side. So with that, I started writing books along with my husband. We have the ministry, Rise Fellowship, Community Development Center. But my role in that is really the movement part of it. I really focus in on helping individuals transition from difficult situations, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's coming out of prison, and getting your footing back on track. Because whatever you come from does not have to be your identity, and that does not have to be your final destination.
I love what you say about transitioning, because that's what I do. I go into the prisons and speak to the men, and I don't like to say preach or teach. I speak with them.
Exactly.
It's dialogue, always dialogue.
That is
and I try to help them transition back to society, because I was once there too. And just me being like a legal alien coming, entered back into society. I was just like, but anyway, transition is a big part of me.
Yeah.
And I love hearing you say that you transition, because you don't have many people say that.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people are so selfish. It's all about their own transition. Instead of just taking time and just building a relationship with other people and getting to know what they're thinking.
That's it.
And helping them out.
Yeah.
That's a powerful.
Yeah, my whole platform is about meeting people where they're at and building them up from there. And then what really got that push in me is because I'm a thriver of a 10-year domestic violent marriage. So my first husband, still love him. I always tell people that. People ask me, do I love him? I said, yes.
That's awesome,
I still love him, and I appreciate him because he was the first person that taught me how to smell bullshit a mile away.
I want to pump the brakes, right? I like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And you love him. You love him for a lot of reasons, but you mainly love him for that, right?
Yes, he taught me something and helped me grow.
I got to pump the brakes for a second, because you sing and sound so free. And I said, because I know your husband is in the green room.
Yes.
And for him to hear you say that you still love the ex, your husband got to be a great man, and I say that because a lot of women and most men are scared to speak about the past or how they feel or how they see, and then for you to be able to be free on air and tell the universe that you still love your husband. Your husband has helped you come to a place in life where you can be you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a blessing, because that's so hard to find. And when you said that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, my husband that I have now, he is truly my king. That's why I can be the queen that I am, because he has put out the red carpet and have given me my throne that I can walk upon. So I am free to be me.
Big ups, my brother in the green room. Big ups to you, man. I might need some teaching, man.
Yes, he has accepted my anointing gift in ministry. Most times men look at women in ministry as we do not have a significant there, or we shouldn't be in a pulpit, or we shouldn't have a voice. And with me and my husband, we look at it as the equal platform. God created man and woman equally. So it's things that we both give. And I always tell people that if we start focusing on each other's strengths versus each other's weakness, we can all rise together.
True.
But what we tend to do, instead of looking at, hey, how can you complement my strength and how can I complement your strength? The first thing I look at is I don't want him to get there before me. So it's this competition thing that, if he makes it or she makes it before me, then I lose. No, it's enough to go around to everybody.
I like that, and I'm going to tell you, in Yeshua's name, I pray that I find a queen that will try to race to the bills before I get there. I do. I really do. And I know, as a partnership, as a duality in the household, but with you guys, and if it's you competing like that, do you compete like to free him up? Like say, I know y'all have business together. So
we've been working together for a while. But when I met him, because of my past, I came in with, hey, let me do this upfront contract. So when I met him, I put everything out there. Not the good of me, the bad of me. So he saw the worst of me before I showed him the best of me.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if you can accept the worst of me, then you're going to love the best of me. So I always tell women, don't be so quick to tell a man what you're looking for in him and what you want. Be quick to tell him what you ain't going to tolerate. And then show him your worst side. It's okay. He saw me plenty of times without my wake up. He saw me plenty of times. I said, yeah, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Watch this.
Okay.
So, therefore, he could decide then if this is a person that I want to be in my life or not. So yes, I wasn't the person. If you ain't have a ring on it, if another guy called my phone and he's sitting there, I answered the phone, put it on speaker. I was very. I'm a woman that's very free, because I look at my past. My voice was snatched away from me, even from a childhood. I was taught to be seen but not heard. So, and because I'm the youngest of 4, everybody knows more than the youngest. So it's like, you the baby, you don't know nothing. So therefore, even though I had as much wisdom inside of me, I couldn't share it. So my voice was shut down at a young age. And then as I got older, then trying to fit in. So that's why I have a book out called I'm Crying, Are You Listening? That stems from an addiction that I was struggling with for years. I never struggled with alcohol or drugs, but it's an addiction that most people overlook, and that's called outside approval addiction. Yeah, so you're too busy trying to find out where you fit in at that you end up losing your pathway on who you truly are. So the voice, the question, like, can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm crying. Are you listening? You're not asking that to outside people. That is actually your inner voice talking to you, because your inner voice said, I've already accepted you. I've already approved you. I love you for who you are. Can't you hear me saying that to you? But you're too busy focusing on all the outside people. You can't see the true you inside when you have everything in you to be whoever you want to be.
Good God, there was a whole bunch in that 1 minute right there.
Yeah.
Nikki.
I told you, I have a lot because I do a lot. And my main focus is really to help individuals birth their inner self. It's really to sit down with a person, identify their gift, and then share with them what's blocking them. So the books that I have, the workshops that I have is all about showing people what makes them great.
Okay, and what was the name of that book again? You said
I'm Crying, Are You Listening?
I'm Crying, Are You Listening? And if the audience or myself wanted to buy that book,
it's on Amazon right now.
Amazon.
Yep, it's on Amazon. It's in Barnes and Nobles. My other book is 6 Ways to Conquer Your Fear, and then I have a series that's launching in September of this year. It's called the Unshackled Soul series, where the road to freedom is one book, and then the other one is Exonerated, the Path to Freedom.
What do you find all this time to do all this?
I journal a lot. That's my therapy. Okay. And so with my journaling, I have learned how to take the things that I journal about and make it into a book.
Okay. I would have backed this thing up and then come back for it. So we'll do a little time travel.
Okay. And
you were born where? What city?
Portsmouth.
You was born in what school did you go to?
I went to 2 schools. Matter of fact, I went to Western Branch, and then I graduated from Churchland High School.
Don't knock Chesapeake now. Don't knock Chesapeake. Make sure
I don't knock
Chesapeake on the map. Chesapeake on the
map. Only why I say that because all my siblings graduated from Western Branch, but me, I graduated from the Rivalry School.
Okay, I'm in the River Oscar Smith.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, big ups to Western Branch, in the River Oscar Smith. Big ups to Chesapeake, Cheese Town. Yeah. But I want like I said, I want to do a little time travel because I know you had spoke about the books, and if we was to go and look for the books, we look up Dr. Nikia.
You can actually look up Nikia.
I'm sorry, I'm calling you everything but the right name, right?
It's Nikia, but everybody call me Kia for short because it's a lot easier. I just tell them, it's like the car, but just don't add Sophia or Rio to it.
Okay. So was there any sports or anything was you interested when you was growing up?
I was a track runner, cross country.
Some told me you was an athlete. That's why I had to ask that.
But I love football. If they had a women's
football. Back then.
I
like how long back then was back then?
Yeah. But yeah, if they had it back then, I think I would have been an awesome quarterback.
And as far as I know you have credentials, Nikia.
Yes, Kia.
Dr. Nikia. And you're a doctor, and can you explain
Yes, my doctorate is actually in counseling. So I'm a trauma counselor. So when I sit down and do my holistic life coaching, I find out where a person is at. Okay. And then that determines which avenue I need to take them through. So sometimes you find people that they made it through their healing process, so they gone through the forgiveness and everything like that, but maybe they're stuck at a fear. Maybe something happened, they failed at a business, or they failed at a relationship, so now they're at a fear state. So that's where 6 Ways to Conquer Your Fear, the roadmap to victory, that's where I meet people at in their fear and get them to conquer that fear. Then you have people that you might meet that have to go through a healing process. So I have a healing process that I walk people through that's called Forgiveness is a Process. And that is a 5-phase process that I take people to. Oh, you Grand Central Station today, huh? You Grand Central Station today.
Oh, no. And it's crazy you said something about Central Station because, no, because I was at Central Station today.
Okay.
At a Central Station. Gotcha. Anyway, I'm sorry for the interruption.
No, but that's what my process is about. So forgiveness is a process. It's a 5-phase process that you take people through, and then during that phase you find out exactly where they're at. So in the workshop, I'm finding out where they're at in their belief. You know, a lot of people want to push religion on people. That's not my process. My process is if you can get somebody to believe in something, then you can start building their faith from there. Is when you have a person that don't believe in nothing is where you have the issue. Because then if they don't believe in nothing, it's hard for you to build faith. Without faith, you can't have hope.
Hey, I like that. Because I was just talking to somebody yesterday, right? Like, you know, I don't wear religion or anything on my sleeve or anything, right? You know what I'm saying? And I believe that, you know, like you said, everybody should have some kind of faith-based system that, you know, and it could be, you know, whatever you choose to be, as long as you're not robbing, killing, and stealing, whatever brings you peace, you know. And like you said, you know, as long as you can believe in something, because if you just run out here doorman, just crazy, it's a nomad, you know what I'm saying, and you're not believing in anything, you know what I'm saying, you don't really have no sit down, nothing, you know,
you have nothing to keep you grounded.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you saying that is very interesting. And I was telling the brother that yesterday, right? And he said, but you believe in this? Why you don't care if somebody... I said, hold on. It's not I don't care.
Right.
It's just, I know there's some form of structure with you. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was like, I don't understand why you think like this. He said, help me understand. And I said, well, it's like this. It's when I was out there in the streets and doing my thing, I was trying to fill a void.
Right.
I didn't know that I was filling a void. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as things got wrapped up and I stopped focusing on my faith, it helped me identify, like you said.
Exactly. Because
first, to have knowledge of something, you must identify. You know, and then, you know, knowing is half the battle. But I'm just listening. I'm receiving you, coaching.
Yeah.
So and one thing I want to ask about, you say, okay, you had said something earlier, and you saying that you was talking about you found out what the problem is, and then you help them transition.
Right.
How do you see that word transition? Like I know it's a definition for it. But if you had a Nikia definition for transition.
The transition part is now where you kill one identity and pick up a new identity. Because when you look at belief, in every belief, no matter what belief you believe in it, you become a new creature. You can't stay the same. So that's where the transformation takes place. Like I always tell people that I have this tattoo on my sleeve. It's a tiger ripping out of my skin. That was me transitioning out of domestic violence situation. I was not the same woman that went into that marriage that came out of that marriage. Does it make sense? So I had to go through a transformation to become the strong woman I was, to leave and not look back. Because before I did leave, but because I wasn't mentally strong enough, I went back 15 times before I finally got the strength and do the transformation to leave and stay gone. So now when he came back or tried to come back, no, you meeting the tiger. You ain't meeting that same passive person you married. Now introduce yourself to the tiger. Now what?
Okay, you got the tiger. How about I got the bear coming out? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
right?
there's the transformation.
Same mom too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. But yeah, Nikia, and I want to move on along to the Coffee Center and the significance of the Coffee Center. First, Miss Nikia, Queen Nikia.
Yes.
She's gonna tell us about the event that she's having.
On the 18th, this coming Saturday. It's an amazing event. I've been doing it for the past 8 years now. My belief is in that higher power. So I believe that there's a Trinity, and that the Holy Spirit works through me to show me things that is inside of other people, so I can help them birth it. So that is my ability to be able to do that. So he gave me the vision, because back in the day, which I transitioned again, back in the day, after I transitioned from Tiger and then I became a businesswoman, my team was called Team Phoenix. So back in the day, everybody called me Queen Phoenix. And that was me showing people how to rise up from the ashes. So what I looked at it was the Holy Spirit is the fire. If you think about it, the Holy Spirit came and rested on them as a flame of fire. So that inside of us is a little spark. And when somebody come and tap that spark, you flame up. So that's what I did. I flamed up. And that fire burnt up all the negativity of my past, that trauma and everything. So that way I could rise up to blaze a trail path for others to follow.
And that's what the Phoenix means.
So that's what the Phoenix means to me. But now that I have conquered the Phoenix, I don't have to worry about ashes no more, because they all burnt up. So now I've risen.
And you know,
and hence you got rise.
That's awesome. Yeah, I see it at the Cup Center, 2019 Wendy Road, Chesapeake, 9:30 a.m. Doors open.
Yes.
And breakfast and lunch provided. I'm gonna be there.
You don't want to miss it, because this year we focusing on healing, inspiring hope. And when I say people gonna be breaking free from those chains, they're gonna be breaking free from chains.
So it's for men and women, for
yes,
all people,
it's
children
for all
too.
People. Yep, you can bring your kids, because believe me, we talk to them too.
I'm gonna tell you what's interesting about this right here. This 2019 Wendy Road, right? Cuffees. I was born and raised in Foundation Park.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Cup Center is that. So when I seen that, it was like,
you gotta come home.
Yeah. And so where this place is at, right? I used to be a baseball player.
Okay, I can tell.
I said thank you. I said when I go to the major leagues, I'm gonna build a stadium, baseball stadium, right there where the Coffee Center is.
Okay.
I really said that. Okay. But it was, I guess, my vision seeing the Coffee Center instead of the stadium, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's, I never, the first person, this is the first time I ever mentioned anybody. I always kept this inside, right? And I used to go out there and I used to just play around with the field and, Park Elementary and stuff like that and say, but anyway, so this was, when I seen this right here, it had touched me. Yeah. And I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. And so this, I'm definitely gonna be here. I'll make sure I make it here. And so we just QR code we just do the QR code and you can pay RSVP.
Yeah, they said it's on Eventbrite. So the QR code takes you straight to our event on Eventbrite, and you can go ahead and purchase your ticket there.
Okay. So
and tickets will be sold at the door. So if you just show
is
up.
it cheaper at the door? Or is it,
oh no, it's the same.
And you know what? And that's what we as a people, we got to realize too, when we support each other, because I just noticed that as a people, this is what we do. We'll go to Macy's and ball out, or go somewhere and ball out. But when we go somewhere and it's some people selling their brand, we were like, "Can I get 2 for $3?" Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta support each other. Yeah.
And one thing I look at with the Rise Women's Conference, my vision is, because for women, I have to speak on women. We compete too much with each other. Hair, we get jealous. Oh, she got this outfit on, and we jealous. Oh, she looks a certain way, we jealous. So with Rise, my platform is to show women how to be cheerleaders for each other. We don't have to compete. We don't have to fight against each other, because I see that a lot. I have a platform with Rise, and I share whatever my knowledge is. I share it with anybody, and I've come to terms that, I'm a trendsetter, because most of the stuff that I set out there or that I do, I find someone mimicking it or picking it up. So like this year, my Rise Women Conference, I was the first one to start it Rise Women Conference with dots in it. I did that because I saw Rise out there, but I didn't see nobody with dots. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put dots in mine. And I did it for 8 years. Then this was the first year I saw another person who had attended my conference actually using the same thing. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm flattered that when I put stuff out there and I see other people using it. Like I just got word today, I have another person that's using my forgiveness as a process. So she's actually using and walking other women through it. I'm excited about that because that lets me know you went through the process with me personally. You loved it so much that now you're taking it to use it for yourself to teach others. And I believe that that's what we should do. Yeah. We should reach one, teach one, and then more people go out there and do it. So that really makes me a queen. See, you know when you're a true queen, when you can look back and see people following you.
That's right. That's right. And so that's success. And your teachings and your lessons are successful because like you say, if it's you seen growth and edification throughout this person, this young lady.
Yeah. And even multiple women. I've seen it from my platform of Rise. I've had 21 women come through that platform of Rise, and every one of them has went through either my forgiveness process, overcoming their fear process, or even overcoming their outside approval addiction. So I've seen it, but not only that, you probably wouldn't know if I didn't say this, but I recently did a 2-year stint in federal prison.
No, I wouldn't have known it, right?
You wouldn't have known looking at me.
No, I wouldn't have known, right? And as we conversated, right, I kind of figured when your brother was introducing me, but I couldn't. When I see him, he must have said something else. He must have said something else.
And the reason why I did it was because I had taken an individual who became a personal, very close to me. Matter of fact, she was my right-hand person in business. I had a tax service. Well, I still have my tax service business because they couldn't shut it down. Because see, when God builds something, they can't take it down. So I ain't worried about it. But I had a person that was my right-hand woman in my business. And I was looking to expand my business to do a franchise. And what I was going to do was actually build my first franchise and give it to her. That was my plan. And so that way she would be my first test subject. But she couldn't wait. She wanted to be me. So she ended up taking my whole vision, my whole structure of my tax service business, ran with it as she was taking clients from me, and then called the IRS and did a false report. IRS never came in and took no files, never took no documents, none of that. They just went off of her word. But you know what? It wasn't that why I went to prison. You know what it was? It was because I didn't follow instructions that God told me. Because 9 years before that happened, God told me to start a prison ministry and to go in and start helping young girls walk through my forgiveness process. And
so that's what you do now?
Yeah, that's what I did when I was on the inside. Okay. And I do it now. And now I still keep in contact with some of the women that's still there because none of the programs y'all men have do we have. So I had to go in there to see, because my perception of prison was only from men perspective, from family members that have went in and out. Never knew how difficult it is for a woman. We don't have none of the programs y'all have. We can barely get the supplies that we need. So now God told me what my bigger fight is. It's to really help get more programs in the women prison. Because what y'all got, we don't.
Well, I want to say this before we take a break or anything, right? You had mentioned something earlier about you and your husband being equal, and I'm going to go back to scripture. And you said, far as women not preaching and things like that, right? And I want to say this because I'm not against that.
Okay.
And the reason I'm not against that, one of the main reasons I'm not against it, because Miriam was the first prophet.
Exactly.
She was Moses' sister. So we're talking about way back at the beginning.
Oh, so you do know about prophetess.
I do.
Okay.
And not even talking about when Paul said this. Paul said, not that God said it, but I. Yes, so Paul was in his feelings when he said, I.
That's it.
He said, not God didn't say that women couldn't preach, but Paul said he thought that, he don't think it was right to preach.
Right.
And a lot of men of the day, I know a man that wouldn't go to my stepfather's funeral because the woman was preaching. And he knew this man forever. But because of a woman preaching,
Yep.
so there right there, you know what I'm saying? If a woman's preaching, you might be blocking your blessings.
That's true.
You know, you might be blocking your blessings. You know, but if Miriam had something to say to the children of Israel way back then, and you know, and that's when God really was showing himself up. He was showing himself. He was letting people know I'm here.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And so don't limit the power of women.
And it's more than just Miriam. You have
you
have Deborah, you have Anna.
Yeah, oh yes.
And now you're lucky to be graced with my presence.
With your presence. Oh, but it don't stop.
Right.
Just because Tupac got shot, it don't stop.
It don't stop.
It don't stop.
No.
And we can go to a break, okay?
All right.
Friends, it's Jada from Jada's Amazing Adventures and the Kidverse. Are you ready to turn up the fun? Then come join me at the SKST Kidverse Pee-wee Podcast Training Camp. We're talking real microphones, awesome stories, big laughs, and the coolest podcast adventures ever. It's only $75 a class, or $200 for all 4. Kids ages 5 to 12, this is your moment. Spots are filling fast. Call 757-391-4352 and sign up today so we can make podcast magic together. Presented by SKST Radio, SGE, and Beats by Bro.
Hey, welcome back. Again, we have the great, lovely, beautiful Queen, Nakia.
Yes.
And she's telling a little bit of her life, but more about what's going on with her life now. The change, the transitioning, the prophecy. She's telling us, just sit back and enjoy the ride. I'm going to let her have the floor. How you doing?
Yes, I am doing great.
You enjoying the show?
This has been an awesome show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's always great when you can get great minds that think alike.
That's right.
Sitting in the room talking.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and I'm grateful to hear you say that, because you like your brother. You speak so well, you know what I'm saying. And I haven't heard the Portsmouth come out to you yet.
It's there.
It's there. Oh, the tiger gone, right? The tiger gone.
No,
the tiger's still there.
The tiger's still there. I tell people, what makes a person a great coach or a great counselor or even a great therapist is a therapist that has a therapist.
That's right.
A person that can say, yeah, I know I'm crazy, but this is how I deal with my craziness, because I know when I met my current husband now, I joked with him when I first met him. I said, you're getting 3 in 1. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, it's 3 different personalities of me in one body. So you never know which one you might come out. And it was funny because I did it as a test just to see what he would say. But see, that let me know if a man is confident in who he is,
that's right.
No matter what you say, he can still hold his own. So when I threw that out there, then I finally asked him, I said, so now that you met all 3, I said, which one do you love the most? He says, I love them all the same.
That's like a Jesus question. Man. That's like a Jesus question right there.
I said a Jesus question.
The reason I said it was scared me, right? Because I have been in a relationship, right? Well, she gave me the warning shots. But you know how we are as humans, and you think you love a person, you're like, well, she'll change. He'll change. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's the point. I showed him all 3. The good. See, that's why I say it's 3 in 1. Everybody has 3 in 1. They have the good, the bad, and the ugly. He saw the ugly from the beginning, then it progressed to the bad, and then he finally saw the good. So if the ugly ain't that bad, and we have a saying, me and him both have a saying. If a person is 80% good and 20% bad, then they're good.
Yeah.
But if a person is 80% bad and 20% good, then they bad. You need to run. So my good weighs more than my bad.
That's right.
But he know one thing, I'm a fighter. So the protector, which is the tiger in me, does come out. Okay. You can't mess with my kids or my husband. I'm coming.
Oh man. So you gave him the option. Here's the option. So here's the option. This is me right here.
Exactly.
And you got the right to choose if you want to.
If you want to.
But don't put that ring on the finger if you ain't ready.
If you ain't ready, because everything you see is what it is. I'm a natural flirt, so I didn't stop flirting just because I'm with him. That's who I am.
You know what? I love this.
Yeah.
I got to say this, right? I could be a natural flirt.
Exactly.
But it don't mean nothing.
It doesn't.
I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I like building with people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But for a woman to say that, you know what I'm saying? And then for a man to accept it. Yeah. Because I want a woman who can be in, if we doing business together, that I see you over there. I know you working the flow. Right. The men own you. Mm-hmm. But you working the flow because we have one common goal.
Exactly.
And I know that you coming home with me.
Exactly.
And you can wink your eye. Use your
his little thing was he'll come in the room and he'll give me a pep talk. So if the client was a male, my husband would come in the room and say, "Okay, honey, this is what I need you to do. I need you to use what your mama gave you to close this gap."
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
So that let me know that he was secure in him.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And once I know he's secure in him, I can do whatever. And me as the woman that I am, which is a strong woman, makes me want to fight for him that much more. But we also have this in common. We look at each other, I don't need you. I want you. Because if you want a person, you're willing to go through the war with that person. That's but right. If you need a person, then it's a crutch somewhere or another. And when they fall short on that crutch, your whole world is collapsed. So now you lose trust in that person. Your whole relationship falls apart. Sure. So that's why I taught my daughter that. I said, never need a man. You want him.
That's right. I love that. I love that. And and I love the part, like you said, you're a natural flirt. You what your mama gave you, because hey, we might need to go to mechanic shop, and we
get some free tires.
You know what I'm saying? Use it. Hey, if it's helping me, it's helping us. Exactly. Then hey, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know at the end of the day who you come home. I know who you love.
That's it.
I know who you lay down your life for.
Exactly.
So hey, and that's what makes you be free. That helps a lot.
That helps.
You be free, and you can
and
deal with it.
I know what it feels like to be in bondage, because my ex-husband was the opposite. So we could be in a mall. I can't stop a man from looking. I could be in a full sweatsuit and walking beside.
You're a beautiful woman. Yeah,
and a person is gonna look.
Yeah.
So just because the guy looked too long, the first thing my ex-husband say is, "So you gave him the eye." What are you talking about? So I'm walking. So now moving forward, I have to walk around the mall with my head
robot.
down. Not a robot. Looking down because I can't do any eye contact.
You can't keep your head up.
Right. Can't even put your head up because that's a 3-hour or 2-hour argument when you get home because he's insecure. So it got to the point when you have a person that's insecure, man or woman, it's nothing you can do to please them. It's nothing, because happiness has to come from within. So I always tell people, whatever you have on the inside is all that you can give out. You can't give out anything different. So if you don't love you, you can't love no one else. If you don't forgive you, you can't forgive nobody else. So all these people that says, "Oh, I can forgive others," but you're still walking around with unforgiveness for yourself, then truly you haven't forgiven that person. Because as soon as a situation or someone acts similar to that person, you ready to jump. That anger comes back. That disappointment comes back. That sadness comes back. Why is that? If you're free from something, then guess what? None of that emotion should be involved. It should just be something that happened.
So, to these men and women that's out there, in TV land, in podcast land, radio land, that's dealing with any kind of infidelities, just people that's shacking up, and created soul ties.
Yep. And
the created soul ties is so heavy,
it is.
And that, they trying to find a way out. You ever had soul ties?
Yes.
How did you find your way out?
I found my way out first by completely detaching from that person.
And how did you do it?
And then how I had to do it, it was hard. And that was with my first husband, it was difficult. Even though my sisters got me out and I was with them, everything like that, that one phone call could draw me back in. Because people don't realize that when you're tied to someone, it's also triggers. And it's a word that they say that triggers something on the inside of your spirit that can pull a woman or a man back into an abusive situation. That's why people on the outside that says, oh, she should have left or he should have left. It's not that simple. That's why I tell people you got to really have gone through it to know where a person is at, to now be able to coach them on how to get out of it, how to break the soul ties. It's not as simple as, oh, just stop them taking their phone calls. No, because I didn't just stop taking his phone calls. I snuck around, even though my sisters was there. I still snuck around, found a way to talk to him, found a way to meet him here, meet him there. And he like, baby, I'm so sorry, everything like that. What it takes is you being strong enough to say, hey, that's a trick, that's a facade. It's not who he is, because as soon as he gets me back, now I get punished for leaving. So now it gets worse each time you go back. Yeah. So you have to get that strength inside of you to ask yourself, do I choose him or do I choose me?
And that it could get dangerous like that, because like you said, your sisters, so they really don't know what's going on.
Right.
And I actually had a case like that, right, where the person really didn't know what was going on. And they're protecting the person because they see this person around. They feel like they're going protection mode, and somebody get hurt bad, almost to being killed, right? Because that person would be honest to the person that was a protector, because didn't know that it was okay that you and this person got back together and it was coming back around. But you would tell this person that I'm not dealing with that person.
Exactly.
So as being a father figure, he went to protect her, and it was almost deadly. Right.
So that's the key. You have to be open and honest with what's going on. And I always even give tools to family members, loved ones, on how do you coach a person that's in an abusive relationship, even when they're not ready to leave. And that was one of the things that I always applaud my brother and my older sister. Even though I wasn't ready to leave and I kept going back, one of the things that they always did was reminded me on how strong I was. They can't, even though I didn't see it at the time, when I went around them, they didn't say, okay, you stupid, you dumb, why you standing there, why you going back? No, because I'm already getting beat down by the man at home. I don't need somebody else beating me down. So if you're a loved one, a friend or whatever, when that person comes around, encourage them. Remind them how beautiful they are on the inside. Remind them how strong they are. Remind them of their dreams, their goals, because in their quiet moment, your voice will then ring out louder than the abuser voice. But if they don't have no other voice feeding life back into them, and they're only hearing death, eventually they're going to end up taking their own life, or they're going to fall septic to where their abuser end up taking their life. And you can't tell them to just get out. You have to plan it strategically. So what I do, I meet women where they're at, or even men, because men are in domestic violence situations.
Definitely.
Men has got stabbed. You know,
I'm a victim. I'm definitely a victim.
And so I deal with men and women and showing them how to get out of domestic violence situation. Women are a little bit, men are a little bit tougher to get out because women are devious. I tell people straight up, don't piss off a female. They the worst. Men is a little bit more easier. If you can put the plan in place with the female and she's mentally tough and ready to leave. But even if she's not ready to leave, I give them tools on how to stay in there and stick it out. So I give them tools like, hey, don't argue back with them. But when you get an opportunity, when things are quiet, go in your quiet closet and journal. Write down the symptoms that you see. That's what helped me through my domestic violence situation. Every time I did something, I would write down. I'd be like, okay, I did this. What was his reaction to that? It's because I had to learn what triggered him and what didn't trigger him. What can I do to keep peace? Okay, when he realized that, hey, this doesn't bother me no more, he took it from me and took it to the kids, because he know, hey, if I get to the kids, I can get a reaction out of her. Because as a woman, sometimes you get numb to the abuse. I know I did. I became completely numb. I'm like, you can do whatever you want to do to me.
That hurts me. Hey, R. Kelly said it best, when a woman's fed up, boy, hey, nothing you can do about it.
So when I became numb to the abuse, the yelling, all of that, I even learned how to sing silently in my head. So I had like 3 strong songs that I was singing in my head while he's screaming and calling me a B and you constant F up and you did. That's when I started singing songs in my head and I started smiling. What you smiling about? You wish you knew. And I ain't saying, I just kept talking to myself, like, you know.
So what you did, you reversed it. You reversed it and you turned it on him.
Yeah.
And so
the person can't argue by themselves.
Yeah. So what he was doing to you with the soul ties or whatever else he was doing to monopolize you, you know what I'm saying? You switched it on him. Yeah. By giving yourself time.
And that peace inside. Your peace, yeah. I went internal.
So you took, like I said, you took your time away from him. Like you said, you value your time. Yeah. And you invested your time into you and took all the attention and put it to self. Yeah.
And then I got to the point that when he went to go sleep with other women, I didn't get on him. I just called the female. I said, "Oh, I know you sleeping with my husband. It's okay." He was the first man that allowed me to become a queen bee. Cause I started pimping him out. Because when I got numb, it don't matter who you sleeping with now.
So did you charge him?
They go right. So I would call the female.
I got to ask you this, right? I got to ask you this, okay? So you pimped him out, right?
And without him knowing.
Without him knowing.
Right.
And so if you might get personal.
I'm what?
You might get personal. That crazy personal. But so that saying that you withdrew yourself from him.
Right.
But if there was anything going on, you gotta pay like you would.
Yeah, I would call the female. Because I would tell them. See, the females knew I was crazy. Because, see, he tried to get a couple of them females to fight me. And he never knew why the females wouldn't touch me. Well, it's because the crazy in me called them and let them know I'm crazy. And, see, I know what you're doing that nobody else know what you're doing. And if you don't want me to do this, then this is what you need to do on the back end because I need to sleep with my husband. And so...
had them back ends at the door. Meet me with the back ends.
That's it.
Meet me with the back end.
Kids need milk. Kids need diapers.
So you're a doctor? Doctor? You're a nutritionist, I take it. You're probably a personal trainer. You say you track. You ran track.
I ran track, yes. Now, I don't do the personal training because, look, after a while, I stopped working out myself.
Okay.
So
I'm saying, with all this knowledge and information, you have no choice. But when you train and somebody come ask you a question, you gonna give them a breakdown. That's what it's all about.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So that's why I say you're a personal trainer because you have the knowledge. You're an athlete already, and so when somebody asks you a question, I see that you can go.
Oh, yeah.
You have no trouble with your words
because what I teach, I lived it. So it's like forgiveness is a process. I lived that process. I went through that process. So it's like that process is me. So if someone comes and asks me a question, instantly I already know where they're at mentally, emotionally. I know where you're at. So now I can meet you there. Because see, you're looking at a woman who lost 3 kids. I mean, my first child died from SIDS. Before she passed away, I had a miscarriage. And then 2 months after my miscarriage, on New Year's Eve, my oldest daughter passed away through SIDS. Found her dead in the crib. Then I had 2 kids passed away from SIDS. I had 2 kids. One was a miscarriage. So I had 2 kids in 1995. My oldest daughter, she was 5.5 months. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. Okay. So they go to sleep, they just don't wake up. Man. They can't explain it. But before she passed, I had a miscarriage because I was 6 weeks pregnant after I gave birth to her. So you go back for your 6 weeks checkup, I was 6 weeks pregnant. But my body wasn't strong enough to carry it. So I miscarried. And then after I miscarried that December, my first child passed. So I went from being a mother of 2 to a mother of none. Then I had my 3rd child who's 28 now. And then after that I had another child that was stillborn. But the kicker in this is I went to my doctor's appointment. They told me the baby had already passed away and sent me home with a dead baby inside of me. Because they couldn't deliver it that day. They said you have to come back tomorrow morning.
And left
me knowing.
Left
me knowing. So I went to the clinic. She did an ultrasound, could not find a heartbeat, told me what happened, and said, but we can't deliver the baby until tomorrow morning. So go home and come back tomorrow at 6. Yep. So that whole night, I had to go home knowing that I was carrying a deceased baby. Yes.
Glory be to Yahweh. to be here in a sound mind, to be an educator.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To teach and to help others go through. Like you said, there's no way you could have taught this stuff if you haven't been through this
exactly.
stuff. You know, and that's unheard of to have a dead fetus and to live a whole day knowing it's walking around with a body carrying a body that you supposed to birth of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, glory be to Yahweh. We know that there is a creator, there's a father, and there's a son. Because I never heard that right there. Got me. And to have a conscious, sound state of mind.
That's it. And so that's why I tell people when it comes down to trauma and making it to the other side,
mm-hmm.
I tell people I can talk them through it. Because if anything you can think of, I've seen it, did it.
Been in jail, prison rather.
Yes.
Been to prison. You know, I mean.
Well, before I got to prison, I did a whole journey.
Before you get, I'm saying prison alone is just a segment
but
itself.
What I'm saying, the journey of that example was once my trial was over, never had an issue. The judge did not let me go home and self-surrender after I get sentenced. Mm. He kept me. So they detained me. So I went to Tidewater Regional Jail. From Tidewater Regional Jail to Pamunkey. From Pamunkey to Oklahoma. From Oklahoma, then to federal prison. So when I said that I saw jails, I saw jails. And just in and out. And you're traveling on a plane shackled like you're a murderer.
Yeah. Boy.
But amazing. It was for a purpose.
That's right.
Because the purpose, what God was showing me, was what his son had to walk through. He says, if you really want to know what my son Jesus had to go through, he says, I'm going to show you. Because I told God, I said, I'm sick and tired of said knowledge.
So you talking to God?
Yeah. I said, I'm sick and tired of said knowledge.
How you know it was God you talking to?
How I know is because the test that came after.
Okay.
And then the things that I saw with these eyes, it let me know there is a higher power.
It had to be.
So when I asked for revelation, I said, I want to know you. I want to see you. I want to see you. I'm tired of everybody giving me their perception, their thoughts. No, I want to understand you for you.
So you was asking for all this.
Exactly.
Because you know when you ask, you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
You know you're going to get.
But the good thing about it, when I got it, he also revealed to me how strong I was on the inside and what I had to go and teach other people to help them birth what's on the inside of them. They don't have to go through it, but hey, where you at? Now let me get you to where you should be, because where you at is not where you should be.
Man, this is amazing. Nikhil, we got to have you on another show because we just started. We just started. And it's almost been an hour already.
Exactly.
We just started. We got to have you on another show because we got to do a part 2, maybe a part 3, a part 4, and we'll do that after we see how the event goes.
Oh yes, because I share my testimony everywhere I go, and what I've gone through, you haven't even scratched the surface on.
I can tell. Stuff. I can tell. And one thing I want to ask you before we end the show, because everybody want to know this. Everybody's always excited to hear about what goes on in the prison. As a woman, you know, we had a young lady on the last show, I believe, and it's crazy because it's the first time we had 2 women back to back. You're the second woman I ever had on the show, and so she had went to prison. I think I did about the same amount of time.
Okay.
How was it as a woman in prison?
We the bottom of the totem pole. I've literally watched them check in 200 men to 3 women, and the women are the last ones to get checked in. I said, how you checking in 200 men when you only got 3 women sitting here in a holding cell? So I get to a place at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but don't get to my bed until 3 o'clock the next morning.
2 o'clock in the afternoon and 3 o'clock next morning.
Yeah.
So we're talking 25 hours.
Inside a holding cell because they got to get the men in first. And then you're watching the nurses and the intake people flirting with the little boys. And I'm like, these are men.
Little boys.
Yeah, these are men going to, and y'all flirting. They can't do nothing. But you got 3 women that you could just check in, give us our bed, and then finish what y'all got to do.
Hold on, you said something. you feel a minute they can't do nothing.
Right.
So is there an issue? Is there an issue? Because it's been a topic for me this week.
Uh-huh.
When women do go to prison and meet a man, and that's been my situation now, my past situation where I met a young lady in the prison. Well, she met me, or we met each other in prison, and she gave me the options. Boom, I'm crazy, I'm lonely, I get like this sometimes, whatever. Very attractive, very beautiful. Okay. And me being vulnerable, I bit. The first week I come home, it was, and not saying that she was a problem, because I did 15 years and 10 months in a prison system. Okay. So I was institutionalized, little lack of everything, lack of corresponding, and just,
Well, my take on that is, because I at one point in time I was like, Dad, why do guys come home from prison and they seem privileged? Because y'all get catered to in prison. I understand why men come home from prison and feel like they still need to get catered to. Because in prison, y'all get catered to.
Prison will mess you up.
It will, but y'all
prison.
Mentally, it will mess you up, especially if you buy into the prison life. That's another thing that I'm teaching people now. They might have your body in prison, but mentally, you're free. When I was in the jail, I had a podcast before I went in. Do you know I would call my husband and we would still do my podcast from prison? I would call him and I would still motivate people while I was in prison. And I had more people who was in the free world complaining about their life than what I was, and I was in prison locked up. Because you know why? Mentally, I wasn't in prison. Physically, I was, but my mind took me wherever I wanted to go. Sometimes I was in Tahiti, sitting on the beach, sipping on some scissors.
Hey, look. I think I talked about this last time, right? I would get out of prison, right? And I used to hate this. I don't know if it ever happened to you, right? It took me 2 weeks to get out of prison, right? To get somewhere, like you said, an island or whatever, in my mind. And I'm zoned out. And there'll be this one person say, hey, can I hold you for a second? I'm like, man, you not long it took me to get out of here.
But see, what I did, I actually created, and I had my bunkie who was with me. I said, look, if you're going to be my bunkie, my area has to have positive energy. So I said, so this is what we're going to do today. We created vision boards. So we took magazines and you cut out where you want to be at. And when you're ready to go there, you look at your vision board.
What year was this?
Yeah, I was in. I went in 2020.
Okay, so see, I went a little older. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that we wasn't that creative mentally, because I think it was we were subject to I mean, now we got the phones, we got different stuff. You know what I'm saying? The what's it called, the kiosks, things like that, and you can get more creative. Like, and that's a good thing too, because like you said, we can get more out there and and learn more, and and fascinate ourselves. And so that's I would have never thought about anything like that. Matter of fact, I never even heard of a vision board until I got out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So that's good, man.
But see, that's the stuff that God was showing me that I could have had already took into prison. When 9 years ago, someone had given me the information to take my program into prison. But because I had this stigma, I was like, oh, heck no. I said, once my family come home from prison, I'm done. I'm tired of these pet downs and stuff like that. But I was graced for it. But when you tell something that's stronger than he said, by all means necessary. So he's like, in the darkest of the dark is where I need you to shine your light the most. And while I was there, I helped 540 women go through this process. I had 6 of them that had been in and out of prison since they were 16, finally get released and haven't went back yet, still in contact with me. And it was like, it's because the process you took me to helped me get mentally strong. But I had to show them what was blocking her was that she couldn't forgive her mama. So once I saw that, I said, hold on, let's start here first. And she asked me, she's like, well, how can you say that? I said, because I had to forgive my dad. And I said my stuff was a lot deeper with my dad when you were sexually assaulted from so many years from the person that was supposed to protect you. But then, before he passed away, you become his caregiver. You actually can go to him and say, Dad, can you forgive me for whatever I did to cause you to do this to me? That was our conversation. When I sat with him, I said, I don't want to know why you did it. I don't even need you to say you sorry. I'm here to ask you, can you forgive me for whatever I did to cause you to think you could do this to me? Because the one thing I've learned going through the forgiveness process, that third step is offering forgiveness. It's not about forgiving other people. Because see, once you forgiving yourself, guess what? Now I'm going to offer you forgiveness. Whether you accept it or not, when I walk out of here, I'm free of you. Because now once I offer you forgiveness, that gives me the legal right to release your pots.
The blood is off our hands.
Exactly.
It's off our hands. You know what? We got to do another episode because this has been life coaching to me. Yeah. You said you have coached me, and I thank you. It's been a blessing and an honor to have you here. I mean, the things that you told me, I never could even expect. And if somebody told me something different, if somebody was to call me and tell me this, I said, that's got to be a lie. That's illegal, you know. But I want to extend my hand of gratitude to you because for the things you have been through, and I thought about, a lot of times I think about what I've been through, and it makes me cry. I had to stop myself up here from crying some things that you had shared with us, But I want to thank you again for being on the show. And I ask you, to come back again, please.
Yes,
and to share more, because I know we only got just a breath of
stuff, you only scratch the surface.
Yeah, and we can do this whenever you want to do it. I always like to ask people, do you want to send any shout outs or anything? And
well, I've always want to shout out my husband, Dr. Chantal, because I'd say I couldn't be the woman I am today without the king that I have that stands beside me every day. So shout out to Chantal, Dr. Chantal, who's also my pastor, because I feel like every prophetess needs a pastor, and he's definitely the one that keeps me grounded. And a shout out also to my brother, Emmanuel Yancey, who holds Emmanuel's Hope Foundation. He's also my rock. Those are the two main men in my life, on top of my my 4 sons, and then I have 1 daughter. So, and that daughter is my twin. Lord knows.
Glory. Big shout out to bro. Dr. Emmanuel, from the Hope Foundation, and big shout out to O.D.A.R. O.D.A.R. means Operation Determination Against Recidivism. We're trying to keep our people out, everybody out, man, woman, and child, black, white, China, man. It don't matter, Everybody needs to be free, mentally, physically, definitely spiritually, So, big shout outs to Shauna Turner from HR Mass. Big shout outs to SKST Radio Podcast, Cammie Grayson, Arthur, Mike Ice, T Nice. Big shout outs to Big Spot Bro. Big shout outs to the whole staff here. Dr. Ron, big shout outs to y'all. Big shout outs to everybody on the platforms here. We love y'all. Thank y'all. We had the most blessed life holistic coach here, Dr. Nakia. Stoll. I'm sorry, I should just left that out. But big shout out to Nakia. We thank you, and we love the work that you do, that you're performing, that helping people transition, especially the women, because y'all definitely need it.
Yes.
And the men, we need it. Because when the woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. Until we see and meet each other again, here you have it from life coach, the holistic life coach, Dr. Nakia, and Cliff Williams, your life coach. Peace. Salute.
SKST Radio, street grind in the